Hello, beautiful people. My name is Noah Lakshmi. I am here to elevate humanity for a better world. Yes, we are doing it together and definitely doing it one by one. There's just no other way. Creating a beautiful world with beautiful people. And thank you so much for joining me and for watching this video. If you are interested and would like to know more about me and the work that I do in the world, how can I serve you, please check out my website, noalakshmi.com. I do astrology readings and also transformational work with people, helping you to take your life to the next level, to take your health to the next level, to take your spiritual practice and your spiritual connection to the next level, and most importantly, to develop the most loving, intimate, extraordinary relationship with yourself that you've never had in your life. So if all of that sounds interesting to you, find me on my website, noalakshmi.com, and I would love to talk to you, love to hear from you. I am here to serve. Alrighty, and talking about serving, I'm going to serve you with some astrology for this week. And yes, it's kind of impossible or weird to not talk a little bit about what's happening here on the political aspect of what's happening in the United States. I am recording this video on Thursday, November 10th, 2 days after the elections here in the United States, and the Trump that was elected to be the next president of the U.S. I'm not taking any sides whatsoever. I'm definitely not going to go there. My opinion is that both choices were not really that great. But nevertheless, a lot of people that I know in my circle and just in social media and what I keep hearing and being so aware and tuned into is people are freaking out. People are really, really, really freaking out. Like, Trump is a president. And yes, we can definitely do better, a country like the United States. Nevertheless, I am very much aware and present to the craziness that is happening in the U.S. and in the world at large. People are really in fear. People are really freaking out. And this is a big part of my message for this week's video, and it does actually go hand in hand with the astrology. And I talked about this last week and the weeks even before that, preparing us for this election, to not get caught up in the illusion and the charade and the show. It's a show. It's straight up show, you guys. And I even see people in my own circle and people that I call it awake, aware, conscious, whatever, spiritual. I don't even like these terms. And all they talk about is how horrible the reality is, and now posting on Facebook and giving so much attention and so much energy to this, like, oh my God, horrible prediction. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. And I can't even go on Facebook because it's just like, it can be so radical of people really freaking out. And even without going on Facebook, I don't need to do that. I'm a lot of you out there too that are very sensitive energetically, and I can feel the energetic chaos that is going on, the fear, the anxiety, the just straight up fear that is holding on to the collective right now. And so this is a big piece of my message this week, you guys. It's all a show. Well, we're gonna have the full moon in Taurus this weekend, Sunday. It's gonna happen on the night of the 13th is when the moon is gonna look full, but November 14th is when we're having the full moon. Sun is still in Scorpio, moon is in Taurus. But I'm gonna talk about that in just a little bit, but what's happening during that full moon is that we have the south node of the moon and the planet Neptune in conjunction. And the South Node always represents, you know, it's what we want to release. It's what we want to step away from and into the North Node and into the future. And South Node is more the past, what needs to be released, and that's on the collective level. Neptune is illusions, delusions. Neptune is also rules the media. And the South Node of the Moon and Neptune are in the sign of Pisces. And it's happening, complete conjunction, exact conjunction, during this full moon. And full moon for me is always a time of illumination. You know, you've got the moon in its fullest, her fullest, beautiful, bright, shining, reflecting the sun, reflecting the light of the sun, illuminating what needs to be illuminated. Come on. Are you really going to buy into what the media is saying? Both about Trump, both about Hillary, both about everything that is going on. If you are plugged into the television, if you're plugged into what the external is saying and you freaking out, then it's time to really ask yourself some questions. Because the change that we want to see in the world is not going to come from whatever the president is. The president is merely a reflection of all of us. And to point a finger at somebody or a government and to expect that they're going to either take us to shit or they're going to lift us up to heavens, it's complete deception and really stripping away the power from you and from people. Another thing that is really what I'm present to right now with what's going on, and the thing with Pisces and the South Node and Neptune and Pisces, it's segregation, division, separation. And it's really happening right now. People are fighting over who's better and who's right to be president, and there's like so much segregation that is happening within us. And so we've got to ask ourselves, where is the change going to really come from? It's so easy to get caught up in the drama and in the illusion. That's the illusion. And I want to be very clear, because that's another thing that we hear a lot in the spiritual, oh, it's just an illusion. No, it's real. Of course it's real. This world is real. I am real. You're looking at me. I'm talking. It's real. But at the same time, you're looking at me through a lens, right? That can be manipulated. I can close the camera and I can edit it and I can do all kind of things, which I don't. But nevertheless, there's a filter. So when I say that it's all an illusion, if you look at reality through the eyes of the media, through the eyes of this deception that is wanting to put you in a place of just listening and believing someone else's news or someone else's beliefs and someone else's opinions, you're lying to yourself and you're buying into this whole charade and into this show, no matter how spiritual you consider yourself to be. South Node, Neptune, Pisces is really stepping away from the illusions and the lies and the deceptions and what seems to be real. But how do you know? You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. None of us do. So why even go there? Why believe it? And get distracted. That's such a great distraction from, so the North Node is in Virgo. Reality. What is reality? You staring at a television screen and getting into this like fearful mode, or maybe you're stoked. You know, some of you might be stoked that Trump is a president, and it doesn't even matter. The fact is, whichever side that you choose to pick, there's division happening, there's separation happening, and if you're choosing one side, then the other side is not good, and we keep perpetuating the the state of division and war and conflict? And how do we expect to see it changing in the world if this is still something that we're feeding within ourselves and within our relationships? I mean, people can take it to the extreme of actually fighting or creating conflict with their friends just because of politics. I mean, are we insane or what? And then expecting that it's one president that is going to bring the peace or is going to bring the war. The president is merely a puppet. Sorry to burst your bubble. And the president, whoever the president is in whatever country, is a person, after all, is a human being just like you and me. But that human being can be controlled by other factors, just like you and me. So we're going to point the finger at somebody else and just keep projecting our own unconscious habits, behaviors, patterns onto somebody else, president, or it might be your husband or your wife or your best friend, whoever it is. That's the deception. That's when we get caught up in the deception and the drama and the external. That's the illusion. It's not that the external doesn't exist. Of course it exists. But what about your inner reality? What state are you in? North Node in Virgo, during this full moon, is being activated even more so. Purity. Virgo is all about purity. Purity of mind, purity of heart, purity of your intention. To really purify yourself from all these deceptions, from the lies, from the illusions, from all this filtered reality, you know, that you don't know the facts. You just don't know what's happening behind the scenes, but people choose to believe it. And to get upset over it, and to get angry, and to have fights over it. And it's like the list goes on and on. So this is my invitation for you right now. During these times, and it's going to be chaos. You know, Neptune, Pisces, chaos. You can be afraid of the chaos. Because another thing that I'm feeling with this full moon and the conjunction of Neptune and self-Node and the nodes of the moon, there's a bigger picture, you guys, that we can, again, getting all caught up in the politics and who's the president. I mean, it's like the greatest distraction of all. The US presidency. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's just consumed by it. And that's a great way to get them off other things. What about your life? What about your inner reality? What about your relationships? What about your communities? How can you serve in the world? And if you being in fear, anxiety, and panic attack over the president, how is that being of service? So it's an opportunity for all of us to just go back into purity of mind, Virgo. That's how we create reality. Purity of thought, purity of intention, to really be responsible. It's discernment, Virgo, discernment, responsible for my own feelings, for my own emotions, for my own thoughts, for my own projections. And knowing that the power is with us, is within us, not with distractions, not with who's the president, who's not. The president eventually will reflect our work. And I want to invite you to ask yourself those questions. It's very easy to get caught up in all this drama. Are you allowing yourself to really go there? Are you allowing yourself to get caught up in the drama? Are you allowing yourself to be oblivious to everything else in your life and your own internal reality, and being pulled by external forces and giving the power away to that? So that's going to bring me to the full moon that we have in Taurus. Moon is going to be in Taurus. The sun is still in Scorpio, which also adds to this like intensity and a bit of like darkness that we might be feeling right now, because we're in the last, the sun is going to be in the last degrees, starting to come into the last degrees of Scorpio. And it conjuncts Black Moon Lilith. So there's a lot of that shadowy fears are coming up to the surface. This is just a way for us to look at all these fears and finally liberate ourselves from that. But it takes self-responsibility. And it does feel intense. And also with that intensity and that darkness and that shadows comes a lot of power. But it's up to you how you choose to go about it. And that's where the power is. And that's what's being illuminated in this full moon. The moon is very strong because it's exalted in Taurus. And Taurus is being grounded and really illuminate your capabilities, illuminate your values, illuminate what you what do you value. It's also the illumination of the feminine Venus goddess energy, because Venus is ruled by Taurus. So we have this like Venusian kind of full moon influence, and Venus is harmony, and Venus is beauty, and Venus is relationships. So this is not the time to get caught up in the illusions and the politics and to fight over who's better, who's worse, and the world is going to shit. Go into your inner truth. Go into your inner truth. And really appreciate the beauty in your life and the people in your life, and find the people in your life that you can sit right now and really get into the heart of the matter. And create that beauty from that place, and create harmony in your own life and in your own relationships and in your own immediate environment, and let that ripple out. And let that ripple out, and let that be the service that you offer this world. Let go of the illusions. Let go of the deception, and how you're deceiving yourself, or how you're getting caught up in the deception that is being handed and being shoved into us by external forces. So that's my message to you. And I know today might feel intense and heavy, but this is what I'm feeling. And thank you so much for listening. And if you are liking this video and other videos, then please share with those that you feel can really benefit from this message. And if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, find me on my website, noalakshmi.com, for astrology readings, or if you're ready to take your life to the next level and really let go of the external delusions and deception that is going on, and really go into the truth of your heart and your soul. I am here to serve. Thank you so much. I always appreciate the love and the support. Subscribe to this channel, and please share this video. I always appreciate that. That helps a lot. I am sending you so much light, so much love, especially during these times. Stay strong. You are awesome. You are beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And I'll see you next time. Sat Nam.